I've donated over $100,000 this year alone. And of course, Vetted's going to help me forward that purpose, because that's why I actually have a business, is to generate income to make a difference in the world.
Hey everyone, so I'm here with Tony. Tony is a seller on Vetted, and I just want to go over who he is and what he does and why he joined Vetted. Just give it a bit of a chat to everyone to get to know him a bit better. So yeah, Tony.
Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my company is called LinkDaddy. I started this company in 2020. Actually 2019. Prior to that, I actually got started in the industry in about 2015. And around that time, I created a Facebook group called the Video Marketing Group. And at that time, there was a marketplace that was getting heavily promoted called Conquer. It was a marketplace created by Alex Becker. And I think Vasco was even, part of that back in the day. And, somewhere along the line, I think Alex had problems with developers. And so he kind of pulled the pin on Conquer. And so that didn't eventuate too much. But fortunately, I had created a Facebook group, and so a lot of my customers were buying from that, a lot of repeat business. And and then in 2019, I created this brand. I actually established a company in Estonia. But after about 6 months or so, I then realized that wasn't the best decision. And so I ended up incorporating a company or establishing an LLC in Miami in Florida. And I've gone from a one-man band to now I've got 47 staff. So, yeah, I mean, we're doing okay. The goal this year is to become a seven-figure business. Like, obviously, I've made over $1 million, but I've done that over time. I'm talking about making $1 million in 1 year. So, as a business owner, I'm very interested in ways of promoting and, reaching new customers that I otherwise wouldn't get. Okay. Now, what does LinkDaddy do? Well, basically, I would say that we have the largest network in the world of niche relevant blogs. The last time I checked, it was over 40 million. So what that means is that we have categories of blogs that are themed for specific niches. So if someone's a roofing company, well, we have blogs themed only for roofing. If someone's a chiropractor or a pest control company, we have blogs themed only for those niches. And of course, we have literally thousands of niches. We also have blogs in other languages. So we've done work in Hebrew, in Swedish, in Russian, in German, in French, in Italian, in Hungarian. That's a bit of a tricky one, that one.
Okay.
But essentially what we do is we create niche relevant blogs to then link back to a relevant site. Google is all about relevancy and branding and authority. So we create the blogs that are relevant to the site, and we link back to their site to help push them up in the search engines so that they get more traffic and from more organic rankings. So we have a whole range of services. So essentially, all of our services are designed around increasing authority to the website and also to build the different types of anchor text that a website needs in order to have a natural looking kind of backlink anchor text profile. And so we have different services at different price points and at different levels of power. So, we are a brand. We're not, Black Ocean 57. There's a lot of companies out there, a lot of guys. I'm not being racist. Okay, so I don't think that I am, but there are a lot of people out there from, different countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, different types of companies, and they're hiding behind a name, like a fake name, like DigitalOcean 57 or whatever it is, and you don't know really who you're dealing with, whether that's a male or a female. Often they have nice pictures of girls, but it's actually a male that, you don't know who you're dealing with. And one of the things that attracted me to Vetted is, I'm very protective of my brand, and Vetted is all about not just letting any man and his dog be part of the platform just because you could make money. All of the people, from what I understand on Vetted, they are legitimate businesses who you've checked out. They have to have a passport, they have to be established, hence the term vetted. Like you actually vetted them and make sure that they were a real business before they could basically be put on Vetted. So that was one of the things that attracted me about Vetted. Another thing that attracts me about Vetted is that I have my retail price, and Vetted adds its platform fee to my retail prices. So instead of me having a retail price and then losing 15 or 20% to the platform, like platforms like Fiverr, Vetted actually adds the fee on top. And then once the order is complete, the money is actually soon available, and then within a matter of 1 or 2 days, it's wired directly into my bank account. So that's another attractive feature, in that I'm not waiting weeks for the money to arrive. And there's never been a problem in getting paid. So things are taking off on Vetted. I think I have let me have a look here for a second. The last time I looked, so far, just in less than a month, we have lifetime earnings of $2,294, and I've already withdrawn $1,206 of that $2,294. And this is early days. Like I've only been on Vetted, I think it's been a month or something. Maybe it's been a little bit longer. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, with 47 staff, there is, any business owner that has that many staff know that there's a constant demand. I mean, these are full-time staff. These aren't just people working, a couple of hours a day. They're actually full-time staff. And so, my wages bill is fairly high. And so, I depend on platforms like Vetted to position me in the marketplace as one of the top and trusted sellers. And of course, if I was doing the wrong thing by people, then I'm sure you wouldn't have invited me to Vetted. I'm also very public. So again, like I have a brand, I have a name, I don't hide behind some fake persona. And so because of that, because I'm very open, similar to yourself, Vasco, everybody knows who I am. So if I was doing the wrong thing, I would easily be exposed as a person who's just, scamming people and ripping them off. And of course, that's not the way I do things. I try to do, I believe our products are good products at a reasonable price. I'm not a greedy guy. I'm not, boasting about, the Ferrari I just bought, or, the seventh house that I just bought. Of course, money's nice, but actually most of the money that I make, I donate to different kind of, life improvement programs, like, criminal reform, drug rehabilitation, education. I've donated over $100,000 this year alone. And of course, Vetted's going to help me forward that purpose, because that's why I actually have a business, is to generate income to make a difference in the world,
Oh, that's amazing.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's my purpose. That's why I have a business. Obviously, I want to help business owners, but a lot of the money that I make, I put back into the community, to try and make the community better, to help people get off drugs, to help criminals, come back into society as, with some personal integrity, and fitting back into society, making sure kids know how to study, and so they don't end up on ADHD or something like that. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm all about. And so, when you came along and invited me to Vetted, like our purposes kind of aligned, like you're all about creating a marketplace where, there's genuine and, real, service providers, dependable service providers, and you're not just letting the riffraff in just because you can make money from it. And so, that's one of the attractive things. There is another very big marketplace, and I won't say the full name, but the word starts with an F, and probably everybody could work out what that is. And of course, they've grown very much over the last 10, 15 years. I think they're a public company. Of course, they pretty much let anybody in. And so, over the years, they've gotten a bit of a bad reputation because of that. So yeah, so I'm glad that I'm part of Vetted. And of course, I'm also doing what I can to help promote Vetted. As you know, I've done some work on the website and increased the authority of the website. I've done a press release to help promote Vetted. I've also turned that press release into a video, and I've uploaded that video into YouTube. And I'm about to do a branding package for Vetted. And that will actually cost me $600, you see. I'm not asking Vasco to pay for that. I'm doing it because it's in my interest to help promote Vetted and to help get more traffic, because I will ultimately, end up, getting more business from Vetted. So it's worth investing some money in it. And it's kind of an exchange point. Like, if I'm just, sitting back and saying, okay, Vesco, where's all the business? Bring me my business, probably I'm not going, that's kind of out exchange, So if you are thinking about being in Vetted, then you should also be thinking about what you can do, and what your communication lines are, and what you can do to actually help promote Vetted, because that's going to help you. And of course, if everybody does it, if everybody on Vetted actually gets out there and does some promotion, then it's going to help drive traffic. And of course, united we stand, divided we fall. So if we all work together and help promote Vetted, then everyone will benefit from that. And of course, those suppliers who, do have really good services, well, that obviously they're going to end up with more business and more repeat buyers. But one could assume that anybody that's on Vetted actually has, either a different or unique service, and we're not necessarily all competing with each other. So anyway, that was kind of like a long answer to a very simple question.
No, it's amazing. I mean, I let you talk because every single thing you were saying, I agreed with. And from the beginning, where you talked about the Vetted being aligned with your personal brand and the fact that you need and can show your face, from your early success with Vetted, like we said, we've been on Vetted for like 30 days, and you already made like almost $3,000. From your business purpose that you want to help people to then give back to the community, which is aligned with Vetted interests. So I really agree and love everything you said. So thank you so much for hopping on. And if you have any final words, go ahead and fire away.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I can just plug my services a little bit.
Of course.
So we have a service called the Domain Power Booster. This is a real service. It's not a fake, manipulation of domain rating. We're not using. Sorry, I'm sitting outside so I can see the sun shining right on my chin. So hopefully that doesn't bother anybody. So we had, there are fake services out there that are specializing in domain rating manipulation. Of course, typically the links that they use are Google redirects, which are totally useless, and they're not niche relevant. And so, those links tend to drop off over a period of time. And I actually fell victim to that service myself. When I understood this concept, I was actually buying these types of links from a supplier and reselling that to my customers. And basically, Ahrefs changed their algorithm to devalue any links that came from Google redirects. So I had 25 clients who, at one point in time had, a domain rating of 35 or 40 plus, and then overnight everything crashed. So I then started manually creating accounts. And so over the last year to 2 years, we've been constantly monitoring our process. And so we've identified what we feel are the best platforms, and we basically offer a guarantee. Now it's not a forever guarantee. Like after we actually deliver the service, it takes about 30 days for the power to flow through to the target URL. But like if the domain rating dropped like within the first month or 2 months, we'll actually offer a refund, or we'll actually keep working on the account until it's back up over 30. So we really do stand behind the product. And the reason why people buy that is because Google has a lot of attention now on websites authority. And when you think about it, in any niche, for example, roofing, if you went into Miami, maybe there's 50 to 100 roofers. Well, every one of those websites is going to have pictures about roofing and content about roofing. So, if all the websites are more or less the same, colors different, logos different, but content more or less the same, pictures more or less the same. Well, when a public person goes to Google and types in, roofing company Miami, well, Google has the problem of, okay, well, out of these 100 roofing companies, which ones do we put on page one? We can only fit 10 of them. So that kind of tells you that Google must be looking at not just content. They must be looking at other factors to determine which of the 100 roofing companies do they put or is worthy of putting on page one, which are the ones most relevant. So in my opinion, they are looking at things like authority and backlinks and of course traffic. So that's why we designed the Domain Power Booster, was to increase the authority of a website. And then we have other services to create generic anchor text, to create branded anchor text, to create brand plus service or brand plus location anchor text. if you go to YouTube, we specialize in actually ranking videos on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and look for, type in terms like, video SEO or how to rank a YouTube video or backlinks or SEO services, press releases, you will see the LinkDaddy brand. Just today, in fact, I was checking my channel and we have over 1 million views. We're uploading about 8 videos a day ourselves. So, that's another good thing. If a business isn't actually, putting YouTube into their marketing strategy, they're leaving money on the table. Yeah, so, and I'm going to be bringing out, I've got a press release service. I know you do as well, Vasco. Obviously, I use a different network to you. I'm going to be bringing out a branding and content marketing system, which I'm going to actually do on Vetted to show people an example of what that is. That will be a higher price point product. So the whole purpose of LinkDaddy is to really provide a whole range of services from as low as, $40, something like that, $35. To as much as $3,000. And the idea is someone can come to LinkDaddy on Vetted and they literally, can buy everything they need from us. We're kind of like a one-stop shop. Sure, there's other service providers providing similar or not exactly the same services as us. But, we are probably the only company that specializes in niche relevant backlinks. Other people are providing different types of backlinks. But that's kind of like our speciality is niche relevant and geo relevant backlinks. So anyway, so if you're looking for a dependable and trustworthy service provider, check us out on Vetted. As far as the company is concerned, we're implementing an organization board. We've implemented financial planning. We're writing, policy letters to train and hat our staff. And we're moving in the direction of paying the staff based on production rather than just paying them an hourly rate, whether they produce something or not. And the reason why I feel that is important is because even if we have good services, if we don't have our internal organization set up correctly, that doesn't really give you a lot of reassurance, particularly if you're an agency, looking for a dependable service provider. Because, you could come to us and let's say we were completely disorganized. You tested out our stuff, you now put it into your deliverables and part of your, your monthlies. And then you have all sorts of problems, communication problems, services don't get delivered. Well, we're solving all of that because we've identified with a number of our competitors continued complaints about their customer service, about late delivery, or even charging the customer and not even delivering anything for 6 months, just constantly billing the customer and never actually delivering a product. And the customer not even knowing that they weren't receiving the product. So, Vetted helps position us as a, as a top seller. And then, of course, on the back end, we have all of this organization and we're constantly improving on that so that if you are looking for someone dependable, you can be rest assured that, that LinkDaddy will be able to provide the kind of service that you're looking for and that you deserve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. I'm sure a lot of people will find this extremely valuable, and I'm also sure that a lot of orders will be coming in because I love what you said. I love the values you stand by. So I'm sure this will be a great promo video for both you and Vetted as a platform. So once again, man, thank you so much. And yeah, we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Thanks, Vasco. See you, mate.